The morning started like any other for Evelyn Hart, the city's most celebrated author, but by the time she arrived at her publisher's office, her world had turned upside down. Her latest manuscript, a story rumored to expose secrets that some powerful people would rather keep hidden, had vanished. Not a page left behind, not a trace of forced entry, nothing. Her office was immaculate. Her personal assistant swore she hadn't touched it, and the security camera showed only normal activity, except for a brief, almost imperceptible flicker. The police was stumped, calling it an impossible theft, but Evelyn knew better. Someone wanted her work, and they had planned it carefully. That's when Detective Roy arrived, moving with a quiet confidence that immediately commanded attention. He didn't storm the office or demand answers. Instead, he stood in the center of the room, eyes scanning, noticing details no one else had thought to see. The slight misalignment of a chair, a faint smudge on the desk, the subtle shift of a stack of papers. Roy's reputation wasn't built on chasing obvious clues or arresting the first suspect in sight. It was built on observing the overlooked, piecing together stories from the smallest inconsistencies. He leaned closer to the empty manuscript shelf, fingers tracing the edge, and whispered almost to himself, "A missing manuscript isn't about what's gone. It's about what's left behind." In that moment, the tension in the room thickened. The mystery wasn't just a puzzle to solve. It was a trap waiting to be unraveled by someone who could see what others couldn't. Detective Roy began his investigation with deliberate calm, entering Evelyn Hart's home and taking in every detail as if the room itself might whisper the secret of the missing manuscript. The first thing he noticed was how out of place the furniture felt. A chair slightly angled away from the desk, a stack of papers that seemed meticulously organized yet subtly disturbed, and an old leather-bound notebook on the corner of the fireplace mantel that looked too neat to belong there. He observed the household staff closely, noting small tells. The housekeeper's hands trembled ever so slightly when she recounted her routine, and the assistant's eagerness to help, with eyes darting too quickly, betrayed something unspoken. Evelyn herself paced nervously, wringing her hands and insisting she had safeguarded her manuscript at all times. Roy didn't interrupt. He watched, listened, and mentally catalogued every small gesture, every fleeting expression, knowing that in mysteries like this, people often reveal more than they realize. He turned his attention to the security footage from the office and home, replaying the recordings frame by frame. At first glance, everything appeared normal, but then he noticed it. A 3-minute gap in the timestamp that the office staff had dismissed as a technical glitch. Roy filed the detail away, knowing gaps like this often hide the truth. Next, he analyzed the digital history of the manuscript, discovering attempts to scan and email the file, each aborted by a software error. No one had thought to check this because the digital trace was incomplete, but Roy saw it as a sign that someone close had tried and failed to make the theft look invisible. He retraced the assistant's movements throughout the day, paying attention to what they touched, how they handled books, and the subtle way their fingers lingered on certain pages. Among the countless tomes lining the shelves, one ordinary-looking book caught his attention. The edges bore faint pencil marks and tiny smudges, too deliberate to be accidental. Roy carefully examined it, discovering that the hollowed-out interior held the missing manuscript, concealed so cleverly that it appeared to be just another book on the shelf. Understanding the method of the crime, Roy devised a subtle psychological trap. He hinted that the manuscript had been recovered digitally and observed the assistant's reaction during a casual conversation. Their composure faltered instantly, a micro-expression of panic revealing guilt long before a word was spoken. Under quiet but persistent questioning, the assistant finally confessed. They had intended to sell the manuscript to a rival publisher, relying on the author's trust and the routine of daily life to keep their crime hidden. Roy retrieved the manuscript, unharmed and complete, and explained to Evelyn and the police how the theft had been executed, not through elaborate technology or force, but through observation, patience, and exploiting human assumptions. He emphasized that the crime had succeeded because people overlooked the subtle details, the chair slightly out of place, the tiny pencil marks, the brief irregularities in timing. The manuscript was returned safely, the culprit exposed, and the case closed, leaving Evelyn relieved but astonished at how close she had come to losing her work. Roy quietly packed his things and left the house, walking into the city streets with the calm confidence of a man who had seen through deception, not by chasing what was missing, but by noticing what everyone else had ignored, a living reminder that in the world of crime, the smallest seemingly ordinary details often reveal the greatest secrets. Detective Roy stepped out of Evelyn Hard's house as the evening sky painted the city in shades of gold and purple, leaving behind a case solved with patience, observation, and quiet intelligence. The manuscript was safely back in her hands, the culprit exposed, and the mystery that had seemed impossible was now fully unraveled. As he walked through the streets, Roy reflected that the cleverest crimes aren't about force or flash. They're about exploiting trust and the small details people overlook. In the end, it wasn't luck that solved this case. It was noticing what everyone else had ignored. Evelyn could finally breathe, knowing her work was safe, and the city was reminded that even in the ordinary, secrets could hide until someone like Detective Roy came along. If you enjoyed this story and want to follow more thrilling mysteries solved by Detective Roy, don't forget to hit that asterisk subscribe button, give a like turn on asterisk notification bell, asterisk, so you never miss a new case. And tell us in the comments, could you have spotted the clues before Roy did?